Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Varun, and this is a tutorial series on the introduction to VR development using Unity and the Meta SDK. We will go step by step, starting with the introduction and the setup to the interactions and then locomotion and finally UI. So this should pretty much cover everything that you need to know to get started with developing on this platform. So I'm assuming you already have your headset connected and all your hardware is in order. If you don't, you can check my video on how to set up your hardware before you get started with VR development. So without wasting too much time, let's get started. I have Unity Hub open here and I'm on Unity 2022.3.52, and I'm going to be creating my project with that version. So let's go ahead and create a new project. I'm going to select Universal 3D. So we're going to create a URP project here, and let's call this my first VR project. Just keep it simple, and we're just going to wait for the project to open. The project has now opened, and as you can see here, there is nothing related to VR in this project right now. It's just an empty Unity project. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to import um, some packages into this project. So let's get started with the first one, and that is going to be let's select Unity registry here in the package manager, and we are going to look for XR plugin management. You can install it from here, or you could also do this from project settings and XR plugin management and install. Now once this has installed, um, we will come back to this in a minute because we need to import another uh, package, and this time it's going to be an asset from the asset store. We're going to search for an asset called Meta All-in-One SDK. And this is the one that we're looking for. And as you can see, you'll see multiple Meta SDKs here, and these are just the separate components. And all-in-one SDK just gives all of these to you in one easy to use package. And then once it's open in Unity, we just click on install. And this installation is going to take us through a bit of a setup process now. You will see that in a minute. This might also take a couple of minutes to install because it's a fairly big package. Okay, now the setup is open. It took me about 4 minutes, but here we are. It's asking me to restart the editor, so let's just do that. And now we just project to reopen. Okay, so now the project opens with this window, which is the which is it asks you if you want to use the OpenXR hand or the OVR hand, and I personally recommend the OpenXR hand. Um, and also, if you want to know how to develop on OpenXR, you can check out my other tutorial series on introduction to VR development using Unity and OpenXR. In this case, we're just going to select the OpenXR hands even for the Meta SDK project. Once the OpenXR hands are installed, we're just going to go to the project settings here in under edit. We're going to go to XR plugin management and select the Oculus under the plugin providers section. And make sure you do this. It's an important step. And once that is done, we are actually ready to create our first VR character. So I have an empty scene here. I'm going to go ahead and create just a plane here in this scene. And we're going to set up our character in this scene. And the Meta SDK makes this very easy for us by um, using something called building blocks. And you can just go to Meta here. Under tools, you can select building blocks, and you'll see that a window opens with these multiple sort of components listed in them. And all you need to do is just add these components to your scene, and it's going to build your character right in the scene. And I'm going to show you how that is done. So the first thing we're going to need in the scene is, of course, a camera rig. So I'm going to add the camera rig component, and you can see here that the building block has been added in the scene under the hierarchy. Once we add the camera rig, if I just expand this a little more, you'll see all of these components here, very similar to the OpenXR character, if you're familiar with that. Similarly, we can also add the controller tracking component. So I'm going to add that in the scene, and you'll see that it gets added right here. And let's close this and give this a quick test uh, to see if everything's okay. You can see that the character has been placed at the origin in the center, and we're just going to click play now and see what happens. And you can see that my camera works, the camera rig works. And if I bring my controllers in front of my headset, you can see that it's being tracked. And that is because we've added these two components there, the camera rig and the controller tracking. Now let's continue with adding some more components to our character. So all you need to do is again just go to Meta, Tools, and select Building Blocks. And under Building Blocks, let's add something else now. Let's add a grab interaction. And when I add the grab interaction in the scene, you will see here that the components have been added. Interactables have been added here. You can see the interaction building block, and they've also added a cube for us here. And this is just a sample cube that they add in the scene, so you can just grab and test it out. You can see the cube here at the bottom, and I'm able to pick it up. And that is pretty much it to get the grab interaction working. Let's also add a few more uh, components to this. Let's go back to building blocks, and let's add distance grab. And here you can see some options, and we're going to keep this at pull interactable to hand and just confirm. And you can see here again that it has modified our rig, and it has also given us a sample distance grab cube here. And let's move that a little to the back, and maybe also change the color. I've just created a red material and applied it on this cube here. And now we're going to test this out as well. You can see here that when I point my controller at the cube and click on the grip button, it comes flying towards the hand, and that is how distance grab works. So you see how simple it is to just set up a character with the Meta SDK using building blocks. In the next video, we're going to look at how to set up grab interactables or distance grab interactables from scratch. And we're also going to look at locomotion and teleportation. So, how do you move around your scene? So, until then, thanks for watching. Um, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, feel free to join my Discord server. The link is in the description, and I will see you in the next one.